Liberal morons, liberal supporters, look at what you're doing to our country. Just today, not very long ago, Trump agreed to pause the tariffs on Mexico because they committed to deploying 10,000 troops to their border. That's right. They're going to get a month to negotiate a deal so the tariffs aren't coming in on them tomorrow on Tuesday. But we, as of right now, are still getting it. So let me ask you this. Is your 2 minutes of hate, is your liberal election campaign worth destroying our country over? Our academia, our journalism, our journalists pretend to know what's going on here, but they have no clue. They hate Trump. They know that much. But they think they understand this guy. They didn't think the tariffs would happen. They didn't think he would go this far. They didn't think he would win either election. You saw my video yesterday, maybe. If you didn't, you should. But they can't fathom the fact that actually he's out negotiating everyone right now. He's getting 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border to stop the flow of fentanyl, to stop the flow of illegal migrants into the United States, which would make a huge, huge, huge impact on the cartel's ability to operate in the United States by having those soldiers there. And yes, they have a significant resource of their own deployed. They have CBP, they have U.S. military resources, so they're doing it. But to have that mutual exchange between allies and friends and partners, that makes a big difference, especially when the guy coming in has a mandate to make massive changes that benefit his country. And one of the things that are going to benefit his country is stopping the flow of fentanyl, illegal migrants, and terrorists. By the way, I didn't mention this in my video yesterday, but 361 of the terrorists who tried to cross into the United States in fiscal year 2024 were stopped coming from the Canada-US border, trying to gain entry from Canada to the United States, identified by the terrorist survey data set. Different various watch lists and tools the United States authorities use to identify terrorist suspects, people who've actually committed terrorism or who are about to or in communications. They need to be stopped. They're coming from Canada. The majority of them are coming from Canada. Did you know that? No, you probably didn't, because you listen to your TV box, your whatever news, your fake news, CBC, CTV, whoever it is, the liars, you listen to them, their 2 minutes of hate, and then you go, rah, 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 let's get into this trade war. Canada will win, we'll buy Canadian maple syrup, we'll deny them Canadian maple syrup, and they'll fall at their knees. No, they won't. No, they won't. People will make arguments about retooling, about different things concerning Alberta heavy oil not coming into the United States because their refineries are set up for our particular style of petroleum, because I guess it's the same style that they have. But they'll still find a way. They have more than 20 container ports. They have the infrastructure, the resources to actually be able to buy from different people. We don't, because that's how we've built our country. We built our country to trade with the people that we hate most. Look at the way people in Canada, the majority of them, I'd say, who are not well informed, who have one Canadian identity, and their Canadian identity is based on not being an American. How have they responded to this? It's disgusting. Our country is built to be protected by the United States because we fall short on our defense spending. Now we have people coming out saying we need to have a wartime buildup of our military. Some people are saying we need nuclear weapons. We built ourselves to be protected by the people that we hate. They provide the defense for the continent and ourselves, and we just putter along in the corner. And you would think with all that being done for us, we would have gotten a lot further down the road, but we've been handicapped. Alberta says, I want a pipeline to Eastern Canada to access the Atlantic Ocean. Nope. I want a pipeline to Western Canada to access the Pacific Ocean. Nope. Years of delay, years of delay, years of delay, finally happens way over budget, way late, and probably not to full spec. And then countries come, like I said, to come and try and buy natural gas and other resources, and Trudeau's like, no, we don't believe that here in Canada. We have the Church of the Environmentalism here. We don't believe in that. We don't have a business case for that, and it's happened multiple times. So we've made ourselves dependent on the United States to buy everything from us. 80% of our exports go there. We have no shipping capacity, not on a real scale to be able to retool that, to get it to where anywhere else in the world. Take us a long time to do that. Liberal governments, mostly provinces who hate Alberta, have stopped the development of pipelines in this country, so we don't have the infrastructure that we would need to get it from here to anywhere else. Why would we make ourselves so dependent on a country that so many people in this country clearly hate? Now, there was a false misconception of a lot of Canadians that we're the nicest people on the planet, but the fact is we're very passive-aggressive. And I'm speaking the royal we here. And very, very, very rude. There's a unearned false sense of superiority in this country concerning the United States. As much as we've been there for them, they've been there for us. They have, yes, they buy our oil at a cheap price and sell it back to us high. But we've made it this way. We have one customer. And now we think we can threaten and intimidate them and that it's not going to cost us. Trump has the upper hand here. He has the deck of cards. And he knows what he's doing, okay? Yes, I still think he has his eyes set on legacy, on the 250th anniversary, on big picture things. But he also understands that he can win fast sometimes by swinging a big stick, step back, and then letting it happen. And that's called the big ask, and he's done that. And in Mexico, he's getting 10,000 troops on the Mexican-U.S. border. That's a huge win for him. And he's going to be able to take that to people. Now that he's done this, he's completely pulled out the rug from beneath the feet of Doug Ford, from beneath the feet of Justin Trudeau, from beneath the feet of our soon-to-be unelected Prime Minister, Mark Carney. So if they continue with their anti-American, I know Doug Ford saying, we're pulling all the American liquor off the shelf, you won't be able to buy American liquor. First of all, people should be able to make those choices. If they want to buy American liquor, they should be able to choose whether they do or not. If they want to participate in this stupid boycott, they can do that. If they want to ruin their family more with higher prices, then because they're trying to find and they're trying to realize that actually not very much stuff is made in Canada and it's usually way more expensive and maybe even not the thing that you want because it's not up to the standard that you'd expect, or it's not the right taste, or whatever. So, all right, why do we even have this Liquor Control Board of Ontario? It shouldn't even exist. But now the Premier's wielding it like a weapon, Super Doug, right? He's a conservative he's a liberal with a blue hat, all right? He's been on Team Trudeau, read Team Canada, longer than anyone else and more than any other premier in Canada, most likely. Even more than the left-wing ones, He's right there every time, right there to stand with Trudeau through the pandemic, through this. He loves it. And now he's saying today Americans are going to lose access to $30 billion worth of procurement here in Ontario it's basically Ontario's a state, it's a province. And he's the governor who's the premier of Ontario for our American watchers. And he's saying, and Ontario is the largest province of Canada, economically, because there's 10 million people here, more than 10 million people, probably about 12, 13, maybe 14. Anyways, he said, well, we're not going to be having Americans access our procurement market anymore. You just lost $3 billion. And then he finishes his tweet from 3 hours ago. What did he say? He says, and Starlink, you're not going to set up here because we're not going to deal with people hell-bent on destroying our country. Yeah, targeting Elon very specifically because that's very popular. There's a lot of crazy politicians in Canada who think there's some... I was reading this delusional MP's basically account of the last few days. He's called himself the Resistance now. He's literally part of the establishment. He's been part of the governing coalition for years now. He's never loved... Like, none of these people do. They bring up the stuff that their parties have been working to erase. Now they're talking... they're bringing up old pictures of Canadian... of our war legacy, of famous photos from Canadian history, of different things that happened in World War II, big soldiers marching down the street with a young boy reaching for their arms. This is a Canada that you have worked to destroy, and you have tried to erode that history, and you have tried to change the name of buildings, of airports, of roads that have the name of our founders because it's racist, because we're a genocidal state. You guys hate this country, all of you. All right, you have worked to destroy it economically, culturally, historically. We don't have an identity. We're not waving that maple leaf flag. The damn convoyers have it. You are babies. You are idiots. And you have not done anything for our country. Now that we're down and out and you have worked so long and so hard to destroy our history, now you're invoking it? You're saying, wave that damn flag. Yeah. Get out there celebrating our history after all of this? You guys are hypocrites and it's gross. It's gross. Trudeau, Doug Ford, the rest of you, all the MPs who are coming out, hurrah, 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 hurrah. You're a joke. You think, and then you got other journalists and people in Canada. Oh, I can't believe that. I hate this so much now that I have to show a semblance of nationalism. Yeah, look at what not doing that has gotten our country. And now we have these fake losers coming out, pretending that they love Canada when they don't, who have worked to erase our history and our culture, who don't celebrate the enormous sacrifices that have made this country. Enormous sacrifices. When's the last time you visited with an Afghanistan combat veteran? You know, you don't care. You don't. You never did. The rug's out from under you. So if you keep going, it's going to be on you, not Trump.